How's everybody doing tonight? We're here to play the brand new festival in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds as we have a brand new character being added to the fray, this time from Puyo Puyo. The character in question is Raleigh. This is the one from what I've been hearing of the 3 free characters for this, I don't know if I'd call it a season, maybe, kind of, I don't know. This wave of updates these past couple months. This is the character in particular I hear a lot of people were excited for, so I'm interested to see just how she plays. As always, it's a free character update, so anyone can play this one. You don't need the season pass or anything like that. And since it is a DLC thing, she's going to have no voice to start. But I do have mods, as always, prepared so we can have something out of the character's voice. So I'm excited to just see how she plays. And just in general, to play the game again. Haven't played in a few weeks. I mainly now just been playing CrossWorlds during these festivals. That's kind of how I get my fill for the next couple weeks. So I'm just going to have fun tonight with the game. But with that said, let's go ahead and actually boot it up. And we'll see how this goes, because every time I've been booting it, it loves to freak out my computer for a split second. Hey Ethan, how you doing? Let's see if anything weird happens. It's booting up now. At least in theory, it says it's running on Steam, but I'm waiting for it. Okay, here we go. And yeah, sure enough, there's the encoding overload. That only happens on first boot. I don't know why. That only started to happen a few months ago. One of the latest updates, I guess. And we're good. I don't know why it does that. It doesn't matter, thankfully. Because again, it's only on first boot. And it calms down as soon as we get a logo. Pretty sick this week? Some sort of cold? That's not good to hear. Hopefully you'll start feeling better soon. That's never fun. Here she is, the new character, Raleigh. I made sure every time I've tried one of these demonstrations, I've had some crosstalk mods on to change the character models. This time I turned it off, so we can actually see what she's supposed to look like first. We get a new machine, the Twinkle Bayoine? I don't even know how you'd say that. Got some music for Puyo Puyo, specifically probably just the music for victories and such. Got Sonic with a chili dog, sure. And what else? Oh, we got the Puyo Puyo 35th anniversary art. Now that's some good art. And there's the 2 characters side by side, also some good art. And you can tell it's been a bit, because this is the last time I booted the game, so I get my festival ranking from last time. This was for the last Yakuza character being added to the game. And you know what time it is, as always. Festival. It's the only time we ever play this game on a stream, really. I'm going to take a look at this immediately so I can see what the rewards are. So, I always just look at the tickets. Everything else doesn't really matter because we'll get that in time, but we got 240 ticket bunches this time. How many is this? It goes up to 900, so that's 1, 2, 3... I just lost count because the game skipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 batches of 240 tickets. Do the math. That's less than normal. It's over 2,000, 2,640. Thought it'd be more than that. We've been getting on average around 3,000 tickets per festival. This one's kind of under a bit. That's kind of disappointing. But before we actually jump into the festival, I always do this for the showcase at first. Let's look at the character and her new vehicle in question. You can tell I never played with the other character. He still has the mark on him. I don't care, man. I really don't. So she has a little, like, honk honk kind of sound when you're selecting the characters. That's cute. Let's see. What would her vehicle be classified as if I had to bet? Acceleration. That makes sense, because she's, I guess, more on the acceleration side. So we'll just do a quick match here. Doesn't really matter where we're going, because again, this is just a demonstration. That Splash doesn't have the carbuncle with her. Yeah, I guess. Well, we don't. What are the characters in the festival, I wonder, for the teams? Maybe we'll see some references with them. I haven't played as much Puyo, so I might not get some of the Puyo references in particular. The most I put into the games has been Puyo Puyo Tetris when it first came out on the Switch, but I've only mainly played that in multiplayer, so not really sure about the characters. I mean, it's a puzzle game, so I've never really focused on the story too much there. I'm just gonna use this immediately. That way we can get some rings. I like the sound effects from her, though, because it is playing the sound effects from the Puyo Puyo side of the Puyo Tetris games. So this is just Puyo sound effects. Excuse me, I'm just gonna cut in real quick. Alright, Ringo's red hair character. Midi's the blonde, so we got some representation of what we saw then from the poster, those two in particular. This is actually a really good item spread right now to have. I'm probably going to be beating these CPUs for once then. Getting me another thing in the race park. Eventually I'll have this cleared. I'm not going to use any of this stuff, we're just going to hold it. I got a pretty decent lead right now compared to everyone else. This is really good. Unfortunately, I had to burn both my items right as soon as I was talking about that, so that was a really unfortunate time. If I keep this lead up, it shouldn't really matter, though, because the CPUs won't be able to catch up. They just don't have the time. Yeah, sure enough. Alright, so there we go. I just beat the CPUs one final time in this roulette. So, oh, that gave me all the acceleration parts in the game, so I got an achievement for that. So, the card that Silver and Blaze are going to give me is acceleration-based. Thanks for spoiling achievements. I like the music for this. It's actually really catchy.
I did my best, though.
But yeah, no, she's feeling pretty good so far. The only thing I'm kind of on is acceleration, because acceleration is the worst stat in this game, since you can just use boosts, technically, to achieve the same thing. So, would have preferred maybe any of the other three stats on her, but she still feels good, to be fair. I just don't see her being, like, high tier if you're doing any of the competitive stuff, if you're into that kind of thing. Alright, but let's go ahead and put on our mod pack here. Give her an actual voice, because Sega wouldn't. And I believe she does have voice effects in the games that she's always featured in, so I can just turn on the crosstalk and the speak so we can actually have that in effect. You know, what was this one again? I can't remember. It's been a bit. Oh, this is conflicting. Okay, yep, we'll just turn it off. I couldn't remember what my crosstalk add-on was, but I don't think that really matters. Yeah, because crosstalk renders has even DLC in it now. We don't need to see those intros again. Been there, done that. Give me 1 second to make sure the volumes are set correctly for what I'm about to do. Which it was not, so it was good that I'm checking that, because I want to hear the voice for the character. Alright, so let's turn this up so we can hear her.
Here I am! Here I am! Here I am!
I was expecting another voice clip, that's why I did it multiple times. So, yeah, now that's a good voice. At least it's not, you know, high-pitched, because again, I haven't played the games in a while, so I wouldn't remember how her voice would have sounded. I'm good with that. Alright, let's jump online with this. Get this one started, because first off, it's the usual, the tap boost. But yeah, clarifying, she's a handling character, her car is the acceleration. The car is what I was mainly talking about, I didn't care for. Handling's not bad. Her stats right now are like what, with this setup? See, like, that's pretty good. I just wish I had a tiny bit more boost. But I can see her being a pretty good character to use right now, so we'll just use her for a bit, get a feel of it. Enrique Mendez is the voice actor for her for Puyo Puyo Tetris Onwards. Interesting. I know a lot about the Puyo series. It helps fill in the gaps for the guy who's played all of maybe a handful of hours at most. I like the games, but I think at the time it came out, there wasn't as much on the Switch, so I played a lot of it then. But then I just got involved in a lot of her stuff after it. Never really went back. But again, whipped it out every once in a while, maybe at like a party. It's a big Sega franchise. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. I'm just glad that Puyo's been getting more love over the years though from Sega. Because honestly, at one point, the Puyo games were really not getting much love at all. They were kind of forgotten. I still found it weird that Puyo Puyo Tetris first released on the Xbox One, and it was Japan exclusive. Those two words don't ever go together, Xbox and Japan. So that was a very weird timeline for a bit. What a entry. Hey, man, how you doing? I can tell you're excited for this festival just because you're broke and need more tickets. Yo, same. This is why we always play festivals, because we're always broke on tickets. Oh, immediately starting up with a point-up chance. Nice. The green Puyo behind me kind of takes up a lot of the car now, just noticing. It's a nice attention to detail, but it's a good thing I don't need to worry about that blocking my rear view. Because it really doesn't. But imagine if it did. This would be one of the worst carts in the game just because I can't see. Okay, I don't like how every time I jump, she's gotta scream Fire Ice Storm. They couldn't have chose any other line for that? Like any other voice line. I might turn her voice off. It's cute, but it's kind of annoying when you're doing multiple combos. See, when she's just doing a cute little laugh like that, it's fine, but the tricks. No, the tricks are the problem. No, fuzzball. That's not ours. So I'm gonna get hurt. And I get stuck on the boost pad for a while. I think I got like 5 boosts out of it. gonna use this now because I'm in a good clump. Ooh, I'm at first now? I didn't even realize I'll be in first by that. Okay. I'm gonna get whacked, that's fine. I'm gonna use this now. Good call. But unfortunately, I just lost my item there. So I'm gonna have to go around. Don't like how close that is. No, I got pushed into it. Oh man, it's because of the water controls. Yeah, I'm gonna get like 9th at best here. That's unfortunate. Oh, well, I guess maybe 8th now. But that was all because of that Boom Boo having such a wide radius on that attack. That really sucked. It wouldn't have mattered. Our team got like nothing. Our team sucked. I mean, actually, we could tie if we get the taps, now realizing it, because our score is close to first place. And it's a two-way tie for that, so it didn't even matter. I rarely see two-way ties in the festival gimmick mode. And this is the one time I wish I didn't, because we would have won that if we didn't get the tie. We just need literally one tap to break it. It's kind of annoying. God, I love terrible luck. I just wanted to see real quick if her character actually did have the crosstalk render on. It's because the crosstalk render, that mod in particular, is matching the Puyo Puyo Tetris art style pretty well. Because they're both 2D sprite-based kind of games for their artwork. Well, I wouldn't say crosstalk was based off an animation series. You get the idea. Keep on getting Team Me. Yeah, we'll just go to Superstars, I guess. I don't really care for the other two. I still have that lingering cough. Yeah, that must be a bother. I hope that goes away soon enough. At least I hope, at least for your sake, Matt, you're feeling better besides the cough. Jeez, that sounds like a nasty cold there, Ethan. Yeah, definitely try to stay hydrated as much as you can for that. Maybe some lozenges? When I was sick with COVID a few years ago, that's how my throat was feeling. Last time it was that bad. I had to suck on like throat lozenges, excuse me, almost every day for a while. It was really bad, but they helped. Sometimes I still use them after I stream for a few hours because of talking so long. Kills the vocal cords. I like the green car. It actually looks really good. Because it matches the Puyo piece. Well, I was doing that so I wouldn't get hit, and I drove right into the crab, so what was the point? I hit myself. Alright, this race is going to determine if I'm going to keep her voice on in particular, because there's a lot of tricks here. Not to say it's a bad voice. I do like it. I just don't like the tricks. The tricks are a little much. Is that ours? Yeah, it's ours. I think I just hit someone after they're already down. Sorry. Not sorry. You're my opponent. S-Train sucks. Only got 2? Jeez, it's sorry to hear. Because you've been grinding the time trial for a while there, Matt. Which tracks do you have the S-Rank on? This is perfect. We can do the best shortcut in the game. I don't know if I want to. I probably should. If we get the taps up, it would have been helpful, but that's gonna not happen anytime soon. Okay, almost fell off. I gotta get hit. I knew it! I knew it was the weight. I just had this feeling. Nice. Well, I'm not gonna get first because of what happened there with the red player, but I'm fine with this. Second's good enough. I wasn't gonna be able to catch up with someone that just got a boost. E-rank in the Flower Field track. Okay, so that is the Flower Field track. I am assuming that's the rainbow one, which is course 2. So both in the first GP. That's not bad. Especially given how hard these S-ranks are. Yeah, put the voice tracks that repeat 20 times. That is 100% what this character's VA is. This is why I'm debating. Should we have her voice on or off? Because it is a little ear grating after a little bit. It's mainly, like, certain lines are fine. Other lines are a little too much. It's the tricks. Again, the tricks, which she keeps on shouting fire and ice. That's ear grating. I don't like those lines. Garbage. Good, I got garbage. Can I send it to someone else? I don't want it. Oh, we're in air trick now. That's what the event is. Okay. I wasn't paying attention to the schedule. Didn't realize it already changed. Are we gonna get a different team this time, or... Okay. I was wondering. I was gonna say, we're gonna get the same team 3 times in a row, because... I wouldn't be surprised. I'll go Water Palace. What's the plate set up? Because it's air tricks. What's this again? Whose character? Oh yeah, we used that before.
Sure.
Here I am.
Sounds like you might need to reset the connection on your side, man. I wonder, like, if the stream isn't having problems, then it might be a game thing. Because if yeah, 2 of you are complaining about getting connected to games, it might be a server thing. I'll just say, the stream isn't buffering either on the YouTube or on the Twitch side, then it's probably Sega server. Which I wouldn't be surprised. Almost every time they do these festivals, it seems like the servers kind of crap the bed a bit, which is familiar for almost any game online event. Raleigh's too big for Sonic. If only. Then maybe we would have had more Puyo games over Sonic games at this point, right? Oh, it's also connection to stream. Okay, so maybe it is your side then. If that's the case, Matt. I don't know. If there's anything in your area that could be affecting it. Always love internet having weird issues. I would say it's been smooth sailing since I've upgraded my internet package, but I've had 5 outages in 2 months, so I can't really say that. People just keep on cutting lines. Which I don't even know how that's possible, but here we are. When it works great. When it doesn't, it's fully out for like about 3 days. I'm gonna get ran over here in a second. Yeah, I could not avoid that. It was literally impossible. I really wish that Wisp didn't take up the item slot when you used it, because I would love to have gotten an item from that. Anything better right now? Yeah, that's better than Bomb. I can hold these items for the end. I can take a shortcut right before the ending, which will be pretty helpful. So I'm going to hold the Wisp and also the Omochao, because the Omochao could be used for the shortcut too. That's in case I lose the one item. Or we can get a boost. That also works. Nope. Okay, I just got yanked off. Thanks. Thanks for just... that legitimately just put me in the worst spot. I went from 1st to 9th because I got shoved off the edge there with a weird drift. Oh, that is so annoying. I could have got 1st on that race because nothing else happened. I hate when stuff like that happens. That is just so annoying. Well, I mean, hopefully... If Yellow Team gets the bonus, we're fine. We just don't want... Raleigh to get it. No blue. Alright, good. By 1 point, too. Wow. Because wasn't this the times 4? Let's go. That's why I didn't want to lose at the end like that. That makes up a little bit for whatever the heck just happened. Because that was kind of annoying, but we still won overall, so can't really complain too much. There's our panel combo kit. And even more stuff. Just keep on unlocking all the rewards, because we got so many points. Still got one more thing left, which is another batch of tickets. And I think I'm making the executive decision and saying, let's get rid of the voice pack, because I'm getting a little annoyed with the constant repeating. It's a little too much. Thankfully, I can leave the other characters' voices on, because it's just as simple as just change one voice. Actually, you know what? Let's do something a little bit different. Instead of disabling your voice altogether, let's hear the Japanese VA. Before we completely remove her voice, if her Japanese voice is better, I'm leaving that one. If it's just as repetitive, then I'll turn it off entirely. I forget I can also use Japanese. Alright, let's take a listen. Alright, it's not as high pitched as the English. Now it's the $1,000,000 question. Does she have to say one repetitive line every 3 seconds on tricks? Let's find out. Jeez, yeah, it does sound like you're having some stability issues there. Hopefully it just works itself out. That way you can at least play some of the game tonight. If not, the event does happen for the whole weekend, so it's 4 days long as always. Okay, that's already sounding way better than English, but let's find out the real test right here. That's not as bad. She still says the same like fire and ice thing, because that's just what her character says. But it's not as repetitive sounding. Well, mostly. I think it just helps that the character isn't as high-pitched. I think that's the takeaway. So I'll do a few races for her, then I'll make the executive decision again. But I think her voice is somewhat better here. For right now, I'm just going to play probably like, what, 2 or 3 more on my own? And then I'm going to open up the room for people who want to play these on my mutual list. The usual. I just want to make sure the voice thing pans out, because I have to quit the game every time. So it's a little bit more work to set up rooms if I got to keep on re-enabling or disabling mods. Nice Scooby-Doo vehicle there, Proto Man. Can't really notice it anymore because we're all blue. Unfortunately, doing custom car colors in this mode is kind of redundant, because you don't really keep the custom color when you picked on a team. Again, that voice is a lot more subdued compared to the English one, so I think so far this might be better. Oh, I did just realize. No, I picked the wrong course. Come on, Kronos. Wouldn't have mattered, thankfully. Not a point-up chance. She's like the 3rd one in 4 races? Pretty good odds, but at the same time, that's not going to happen forever. I already feel it. Maybe it's a Japanese VA giving me good luck. Nice magnet. We're not doing so hot so far because we're pretty much all in dead last. Not a great start to the race. But it's only lap 1. I wish we had just a little bit more built up on our meter, and then we could have got the boost, but no way, you're doing air trick right for the shortcut. I don't like being on the inside rail there because that is slower. Are you kidding? We're like 1 trick off from the air boost. Come on. I need a new item. This is not going to help me. But I think Monster Truck will. Now we're going to hold. And release. Alright, just hold this for a bit, because I need this with a shortcut at the end. Especially if that's my second item. That won't help nearly as much. Yo, let's go. Yo. Because then I can do this now. Ha! Get wrecked, idiots. We had the power of boosts. Nice first place. And we needed that for times too. So we can actually get the points. Yeah, look at that. First, second, fourth, and sixth. This is looking really good. Yeah, we crushed it. There's no way the other two teams can even get close. GG's. Now that is a smooth race. And we knocked it out with the tricks too, so talk about a curb stomp. The only thing we were missing is first, second, third, and fourth. If we had the third and fourth spots unlocked as well, that would have been a total curb stomp. Now give me enough for another set of tickets. That's good. Yeah, I'm thinking though, in terms of the VA thing, I do think using the Japanese voice was the better call. Play one more race to get a feel for it to make sure, but it's not as bad, honestly. They're still repetitive lines like most characters have. Let's not kid ourselves. But the voice isn't as ear-grating because it's not as high-pitched. And it happens much faster because just Japanese dialogue is inherently faster. Just because of the language difference. So this, I think, is probably a thing I'll keep on instead of just turning off our voice entirely. This is where it's nice to have options. And thankfully, the Speak DLC lets you pick each character's voice that's not in the game. It lets you pick Japanese or English. Unlike the game itself, where if you want to swap language, it'll do it for every character. The mod I'm using is character-specific, which makes it a little bit more custom. It's not as annoying in the Puyo games. It's just probably because of specific lines that were chosen for the mod. It's just a lot more repetitive, which doesn't help.
Hello.
Sometimes that's just how it is, though, I would say, for game voices in particular. If it's a fully voice-acted thing, that's one thing. But if it's just characters saying catch lines or grunts, it does start becoming a little too repetitive in some cases. It's a lot more noticeable in a kart racer like this. I know the video hasn't come out yet, but there's a Sonic Unleashed video coming up soon enough in the next couple weeks where that is something discussed in the video too, between which one people prefer, Japanese voice or English voice. Not even just for that game in general, but for certain titles. And it always just depends on the voices. Like, it just depends on the performance and sometimes the repetitive lines in a game, for example. And I know it's also the same argument a lot of people have for watching, like, anime. What do you prefer, subs or dubs? Because some people flat out will not watch a dub because they just prefer Japanese voices, and that's fair. It's all just subjective, I feel. And then sometimes a little specific, like in the case of this voice being a little much. Oh, I was trying to hit the blaze, but I barely got pushed in front of her. I had it lined up, too. It was unfortunate. And then I get hit. Almost sounded like she said Sonic for one of those lines. And now, don't get me wrong, the voice is still not perfect, because in that situation with all the repetitive tricks, it was a little much. but it's just not as bad as the English voice for this character. I don't want to harp on that for too long, because the people making the mod did do their best trying to pick up lines, but it also was just released yesterday, and I wouldn't be surprised if the mod maybe gets updated to change out some VA lines, because I think they did that before with one of the other characters in the Speak DLC. I didn't like being pushed around so much there. That was really awkward. Oh, I didn't get the second item. That's why I spammed my tornado. Alright, at least I got a boost. That's actually really helpful for the ending. So I'm glad at least I got something out of that I want. So don't use it here. Use it here. And even got someone on the way out. Let's go. First and second unlock. Incredible. Outside of that one race we don't want to talk about in the Shadow Gens level, all the races so far tonight have been pretty good. Again, we don't talk about the Shadow Gens thing. And this is another race we have such a high lead, our teams can't come back. It's an instant victory. I love having a guaranteed win like that, so it doesn't matter if we lose the minigame. Just skill alone wins the race. Now, if only that could have been a multiplier. Still having those connection problems, Matt? Every game's been a DC. Oh, yeah, that's kind of rough. Well, hopefully it sorts itself out and you can just play this like tomorrow or Saturday or something. Because that is kind of annoying. Which I understand the frustration on that one. Think you got a ban? Well, you can always check your, I don't know what they call in this game again. I can't remember, like your play points or whatever it's called. The status to see how many points you lost. Hello. They don't really ban you in this game per se until you get to like, what was it, 70 points or 80? I can't remember which one. Great. It takes a lot of DCs for it to finally say we're gonna have to time you out. Oh, okay. Then you hit that limit then if I told you.
Let's go.
Hang on, we're just gonna do a quick one of these. It's one of those lobbies. Multiplayer skill alone, you lose every match. At least you know your limits. To be fair, it's a kart racer. It really doesn't matter half the time for skill. You can play your heart out, as you've seen with races tonight, for example, and still get ninth. There's not a point chance. Jeez, we're getting a lot of these, like back to back to back. I mean, I know it wasn't really back to back, but it was close enough. Every other game has been a point chance. I don't know how I feel about that being on this map, though. Because that's going to make this one a little bit harder. Unfortunately, as good as the Mega Man map is, it doesn't really have many shortcuts. So it's really hard to stay ahead in this one. And yeah, I seen that coming, because I'm not playing my normal plate. So my drift sucks. Dude, every time I get to an item, they're all gone. I gotta at least get the busters. And I seen that coming. One more trick. There you go. There you go. If I can hurry up, I can get to the shortcut over here. It's like one of the few shortcuts on the track. Stay over to left and right. Yeah, okay, good. We're good. I was hoping that would be on the left, so then I can be on the right. Even worse matchup Mario Kart, jeez. That, to be fair, again, that is just the mood of a kart racer. I do feel like the items in this are a little bit more powerful than Mario Kart, because there's a lot more items that seem to knock you down for longer. Mario Kart's biggest thing is just you always holding a bunch of different mushroom items. Or maybe like a bullet bill or something. But this game doesn't really have that same strat. It's mainly just the wisps and drill. Laser to a degree, but laser and drill are not things you get all that often, I've noticed. Unless you have a plate to give you more wisps. I never really see getting that many lasers or drills. Half the time I just get a stinking fist. I'm just using this now. Because I want to burn it. Something better. Not really better, actually. I was wanting something more offensive and speed related at most, not this. I think I dropped the 6 before I got that. Alright, good. I did. I still have my boost. What in the world kind of airtime was that? Alright, well, that was a really weird ending. I don't know what that was that hit me, in particular, to make me bounce that high in the air. That was a first. And they got first through third anyway, so Team Yellow is going to guarantee win this. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, I'm going to play one more on my own, since it's 3 minutes to the next rotation anyways. And then I'll take a quick break, so then I can open this up to mutuals who want to play. Almost halfway there on the tickets already, and it's only been an hour. It really shows how powerful these point-up chances have been. I wish I could have, you know, gotten that one. I don't really think it would have mattered on where I placed based on the first through third there on yellow. If I got second, maybe we could have been competitive, but even then, I think based on point distribution, we would have still lost. That was okay. Just take your time. It's not like there's no one in the world playing CrossWorlds right now. Not a single soul. There it is. I was waiting for it because it was taking a hot minute. When it takes that long, then that's when you know there's an issue. I'm in the normal mode. I just noticed. It defaults to the normal one for some reason during a festival. I got lobby anyways. Oh, the one time I did not pay attention because I was pausing an ad. It was about ready to play in the middle of the race. Well, I guess you get this one random game instead of the festival one. It doesn't matter. I'm just kind of annoying myself because I looked over for a minute. Like a little behind the scenes here. I've been having problems all week with a lot of my different docks in OBS because half of them just don't load, which is kind of annoying.
Do your best.
Kind of making managing the broadcast a little bit more of a headache. Alright, well, it's been a hot minute since I last played a normal online game in CrossWorlds, so let's see how much of a difference I can make here. Now I want a high place, because it's all for me, not for my team. And I'm not even playing with a combo I'm used to, so this is going to be a little rough. At least it default back to my own plate. So I'm using at least a plate I'm familiar with. Went a little too far over. Didn't matter though. That's such a powerful shortcut, no matter if you have a boost or not. It's really comical. Going from last to first because I drove through grass. I'll just put this here. Have fun. I had a feeling I would hit someone. Pikmin OST with that Nintendo music? Which Pikmin in particular? I'm guessing based on the wording, it's probably the first game. Okay, yeah, it was one. That's nice to see they put some Pikmin music on there finally. I missed. I gotta go over here because of that hit. I gotta use it now. I didn't want to, but if a fist was coming my way, I didn't need that knock me out of the air. I'm gonna get hit here. Yep. As soon as I was taking the shortcut. I'm actually gonna lose time on this now. Because others are gonna take with a boost. And yet I'm somehow still in first. I don't know how. But alright. No item. Pushed off. Okay, but at least the shadow is too. I need something good here. That's good. But I gotta burn it early. I'm gonna get hit. We're at the line. Still got second. Alright, that was a little concerning. Okay, for me picking this by accident, at least I still did pretty good. Yeah, the fire and ice thing, I hope you're like hearing that. No matter if you're on English or on Japanese VA, it's just fire and ice time all night tonight. Okay, we're going to the main menu this time so I don't accidentally pick that again. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select the festival mode. I'm going to leave the cursor on there. And I'm going to open this up now to mutuals who want to play, but I'm going to take a quick break before I do that, though. So, with that said, I'm going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're playing more of this Puyo Puyo Festival event in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Stay tuned. Be back here in just a few minutes. Alright, we're back, and now we're ready to play some more of this Puyo event in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. So, now I'm going to open this up to any mutuals who want to play. So, now if anyone actually wants to get in on Puyo action, well, you're at the wrong place. This is Sonic Racing. Go play Puyo Puyo Tetris or something. Also, congrats there on your 4X win, Ethan. That sounds like a really big accomplishment. So, I imagine you're a good third of the way through all the achievements now in this festival. Because I swear, just one 4X just gives you... feels like 8 rewards at once. It's insane. And also catch it back up in chat here a bit before I left. Join next week for my playthrough Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. It's funny you say that. I've never played the game once. But I also, don't care. So, no. At that point, maybe hand cam footage. Who's going to be around wanting to see the hand cam? Because I don't have a DS capture. 3DS capture, I should say. I have a DS one, but not a 3DS. I don't know if you can get 3DS ones anymore. Because a lot of companies stopped doing that and modders in general. You said before, Matt, you're unable to play tonight, correct? Because if you wanted to try, I could always just send you the invite. Just let me know. Honestly, I think the character looks better on a hoverboard than the car. Might swap to one of my boards later. I kind of like the little Puyo piece on the back, not gonna lie. My favorite part about the car. Pretty bad with her car, but you switch to hoverboard, she's doing pretty well. That sounds about right because of the car being acceleration based, which is the worst stat, as I've been saying for so long in this game. Any other kind of vehicle would probably be a little bit more suited for the handling of the character. Just better on stats all around, if you care about that thing. None of these are really super keen on, honestly.
Thanks, yo.
I'll just go with the mines. I think the SpongeBob course is my least favorite DLC course right now. It's not bad, but it's underwhelming compared to the other DLC stages right now. I know some people have been kind of dogging as of late on the Pac-Man one because of the maze in particular. It's a cool idea, but yeah, maybe not the best on a competitive race, for example, so I can get why some top levels don't like it. Alright, so this one is just nothing but boost. So we already know what our frenzies are going to be once we go into lap 2s. Always going to be probably a dash panel boost. No, this is the one that has like very slow trick boosts. That's right. So if I'm trying to do any trick boosts, I'm gonna get like nothing out of them. I'm gonna hold this for now. That's one reason why. I don't think it's gonna matter where we go, so boost or boost, pick your boost course. Yeah, seeing that coming. Need some more rings. I'm getting no rings right now, and when I have them, I lose them pretty fast. Ball pick good. Yeah, I would recommend play the demo that's on the Switch right now, because I believe it's the whole game that's available during the trial. It is really fun. And I highly recommend it. I think the game has a free upgrade on the Switch to Switch 2, and if it does, I just recommend buying it on the Switch. And then just get it upgraded. Because then you have two versions. I never understand the digital realm on that. Why can you buy the Switch 2 version by itself and then not get the Switch 1 copy along with it? Because from what I understand, you just don't get the Switch 1 copy if you buy a Switch 2 version that has a Switch 1 release as well. It's really weird. The complete opposite if you're doing it physical. That's why I'm just kind of confused by that. Didn't want to do that, but yeah, the slowdown was too much. But yeah, they answer that question in particular, Ball Expect good. It's really good. I haven't played it in a little while, but I got like super hooked on that game in February for a while. It was something I played every day for at least an hour. I would tell you how long I've played the game, but my Steam in-game playing time is bugged. Because it's only said I played the game for 7 hours, and I put in way more than 7 hours. I don't know what happened. Because a lot of that time when I was playing it, I was offline. So it probably screwed up the playtime count. Oh yeah, keep on forgetting during these events you get the friend bonus. Because something was introduced for like one of these events and then just stayed after the fact. I want to see something here, and I would mention the bald pit thing. Does it tell me the time on here at all? Yeah, it's saying 7 hours. There's no way that's correct. Because I think last I played it was way more. I don't know if I can check it now. I'm just very curious for my own sake. I'm going to boot it. Alright, here we go. I got the game up, so I can tell you. Save slots. Yeah, I put in 16 hours, almost 17 actually, so I don't know why the game does not reflect that on Steam. That is kind of weird. But again, 10-ish hours of that I did play offline, and I think it bugged it out when I did that. Yeah, I want to talk about that depressing news. Dude, it's just, I'm so tired. I am just so tired of all these price increases on literally everything. Because just from buying consoles last year compared to what they cost now, I think I saved over $1,000. And that's just for buying them at MSRP in a lot of situations. That is so dumb. This current memory shortage, I swear, we're getting to a point of no return. The Steam Deck's $200 to $300 price increase legitimately has made me depressed. That is so disgusting. A lot of people are blaming Valve. I think people need to read the room. This is not Valve's fault. Valve had to price these Steam Decks based on the cost of the memory they can actually get for the device right now. And memory right now is insane. No joke, the other day I saw SSDs being listed for $1,000 to $4,000 a piece. A piece! This is how bad we have gotten at this point with technology. It is just way too expensive. Everything is way too expensive, no matter the age of it. So, people need to read the room when they're wanting to blame a company. Blame the companies that have been so into this AI push that it's crippled our markets. You blame companies like Nvidia or AMD or OpenAI. All these companies have been like super invested into the AI scene. You can't blame the companies that unfortunately have to increase the cost of stuff. I'm not blaming Sony, Nintendo, or Valve for the price increase for their stuff, because they unfortunately are selling these things at a pretty big loss now. They can't keep up. Yeah, this is why I'm glad I got all the tech I did last year, because I was not expecting something this bad. I've lived through a lot of shortages over the past 10 years, but nothing has ever been this bad before. This has been the worst I've ever seen any industry, just in general. And I lived through 2 crypto booms while I was trying to build my PC. I keep on picking the worst times to build a computer. I noticed that. I just really want this bubble to pop so hard, dude. I really do. Now the entry level for gaming handheld PCs like close to $800. That is insane. I was literally in my Steam Deck review, which has now aged like a fine milk, telling people the handhelds are so expensive. If it's $1,000 or plus, just buy a Steam Deck. the $500 OLEDs were still really good priced for what they were. And now it's not even close to that, so it's like, I can't recommend any of these handhelds anymore. As much as I love the Steam Deck, I can't recommend it. It's too expensive. You have to wait until the market collapses. I can't even say just goes back to normal, because what is normal now? Legitimately, what is normal? I don't know. You have to wait for a total collapse, or get a good deal on the used market, which used markets have taken advantage of this too. I've already seen used decks go up to the $700 that Valve themselves are asking for a new one. It's just, I hate this timeline so much, dude. Pop the bubble and have this pop destroy the companies that just put us into essentially a poverty. Please. Dude, we get these boosts right now. Yes, we have the boost for the ending. Let's go. First and second. Let's go. That can cure depression right there. Yeah, I think that is enough points just from the first and second alone. Because everyone else is so spaced out. It's a guaranteed victory. That's great. I think this is one of those 2Xs, wasn't it? I already forgot if this was a point up or not. Yep, no, it was. Okay, I remember that right. I love when we have the win streak on top of it, because getting the multiplier on the win streak is just icing on the cake. Yeah, I do think, though, on a more positive note, with Gloom and Doom, thanks to Robot Overlords, I am seeing a rise of a lot of smaller games, indie games, and just retro stuff in general, because a lot more people have been pivoting from AAA stuff, because games are so poorly optimized to a point where you need to use frame generation just to get 30 frames per second. Cough, cough, Batman. And from what I understand, that was all complete BS because, shocker, the PC system requirements for that Lego Batman game was written by AI. How are we not surprised at this point? The game is apparently pretty okay on optimization now it's actually out. It's not as terrible as it made it sound, but because of stuff like that, though, regardless, I'm seeing a rise in indie and retro stuff. And I think that's just how it's going to be for these next couple years, just in general. Because it's going to be harder and harder to play the newest titles. Between the cost of the games themselves, the cost of the hardware, and just optimization being so poor, people can't run these titles. There are a lot of people that are going to be playing with hardware that's going to be close to 10 years old here soon. And they're going to keep on running it until it's in the ground. Myself included. Mina's the big one people are looking forward to tomorrow, yeah. I'm still wanting to see if they put it up to buy yet, and it's still not available yet, which is kind of weird. So I'll probably end up just buying it once it actually gets listed. Because I'm curious to see what it's going to cost on release, if they're going to do like a 10% thing on Steam or not. It's going to probably dictate what I get it on. Because I'm debating if I get it on PC or on Switch. I thought that was actually going to go out of bounds for a second there. But yeah, that Mina game, I'm surprised of how much like tens it's gotten. Like that game has gotten almost perfect reviews from every single journalist outlet, which is nice to see. Hopefully it sells well for not Shovel. I almost called the studio Shovel Knight because that's all they made in the past 10 years. For Yacht Club in particular, because I did remember hearing that this is a title they're concerned about, because if it didn't sell well enough, they might not be able to survive. And I'm just thinking, that's mainly because all you've done over the years is one game, and when you tried to pivot, it didn't work. And then your next major project took how many years? Like, Mina was kickstarted over 5 years ago, I think, at this point. I don't know how long it's been since the Kickstarter for Mina and the Holler even dropped. It's been many years. So that is kind of the reason. Unfortunately, Yacht Club kind of went into obscurity because it took them a very long time to make a game. This is unfortunate of just how it goes in the industry. It's good to hear it's reviewing well for their sake. I just hope it also kind of pans out on sales. Based on the word of mouth, I think it will. Oh, nice. I almost hit the trigger to use my boost, but I don't have to. Now if we have our own boost on standby, we got boost at home. I'm gonna get hit. That's fine. Now we're gonna do this. That's a pretty big shortcut. I can get another item. So that's good for defense. That's blue. And I had a feeling. Yep. I just completely lost my first place because of, you know, Mario Karting. I was going to take the shortcut at the end too, which would have been even better for the first place. And then I went straight to 9th. Oh, that's not surprising. Nope, 10th. Even worse. We might have actually won that if I didn't get boom-booed at the finish line. I hate that so much. And the thing is, the boom-boo dodge is so difficult to pull off. It's almost frame perfect, I believe people said. I know the timing to do the boost, but I've done it only once. It's that precise. I wish it was as lenient as blue shell dodging in Mario Kart, because I could dodge a blue shell in almost any of the Mario Kart games, like Wii onwards. But I can't do that here. And if I could have actually got first. Alright, I think I'm going to change up my car, because I can see her stats go up. So right now her boost is at 36. I put it on my normal board. 77! See how much of a difference that makes? Going from a acceleration car to a boost vehicle? Massive difference. And the boost is the most important stat in this game. Yeah, now we look at our stats all around. That's way better. So, we'll see how this goes. I believe one of the top level players uses a handling character still, so it shows handling as a stat. It's pretty good, especially if it's a character. But you want boost of some kind. That kind of helps offset some of the other things you lose. So yeah, that's right. Rebirth does come out on the Switch too in June. I kind of forgot it was in June because I haven't heard anything about it in a while. Yeah, the summer though does look kind of packed, because for me it's both Star Fox and then Splatoon Raiders in July, so I pretty much have my summer set. I do think though that the timing though for Mina was probably best to come out now, because after this month that's when everything's starting to come out. I just noticed we're a whole team of Puyo people. Perfect. Yacht Club would have been, I think, kind of sandwiched together a little too much if they picked a different month. I think June would have been a really bad one, July as well. So I think May was the right call. I heard some people already pushing their other games out from this window in May, because I did hear like Devolver had some Souls-like game that was supposed to come out around this time, but because of the Mina Holler release, they pushed it to June just to not compete. Which is smart. That's what we saw last year with like Silksong. Nah, I didn't get the boost. Thought that was going for me. Alright. Unless I got hit by something. Hang off the wall, please. Thank you. I knew it. I knew as soon as I went for an item box, that would be a Dark Umble Shell, so it just didn't matter. And this is not a great spread. I don't need attacking stuff right now. I need some boost stuff. I'm gonna use this now, because I need something better than what I got yet again. I still have a chance of getting a boost wisp here, which would be ideal. And no item. Never mind. Timed that wrong. Alright, hopefully a 4th place box is good enough. Nope. This is terrible. I needed stuff for that shortcut, and I got nothing. Guess I should have held the Omelchal. It's the only thing that could have got me across the gap. Yeah, if I held that Omelchal, maybe I could have squeezed into maybe 3rd. I don't think I would have got that much more. So we can tie for 1st if we get the dash panel. If we tied, it wouldn't be bad. Ah, nope, I had a feeling. Unfortunately, most of our boosts were in lap 2, so that was just kind of spread out. It's hard for me to honestly hit a lot of the boosts in the water. It's the one thing I didn't like about getting Holoska. Because Holoska with the boost pads is not great. Yeah, the whole team supporting the wrong character is kind of funny, which I love about the festivals half the time. Take me to the mall. I would say I need to do shopping, but have you seen the prices of things? I can't afford any of that. I don't care what you're talking about. Out of the question. Thanks for liking my stupid comments. It almost sounded like that one voice clip in particular. Raleigh's almost saying Sega, but it's like Seg no. It just sounds so close to Sega with a Japanese VA. Now this is a little bit more like it. Raleigh's on Team of Raleigh. Now that is how it should be. Now, I didn't really realize how low texture a lot of stuff is in this game, because when you're in motion, you don't really notice it too much. But just sitting still there, yeah. Yeah, it's like everything's set to low, because it's a little smeary. At least just from what I can see. It's probably not helping because of the texture work I've been doing as of late with the Twilight Princess PC port. I keep on just playing around with different texture packs. So I'm just used to high-res textures at this point, I guess. Kind of annoyed. The one texture pack I was using for Twilight Princess got an update. And the update actually made it worse, ironically enough. Because I've been using a TPHD texture pack, so it looks like the Wii U game. And it looked pretty good before, but then they updated it, and it actually broke a lot of animations. Like, some textures just flat out missing. Which I don't know how that happened. But it's apparently a whole rework, so it did not help. I don't normally like playing with texture packs in games, but that's like the one exception, because it's so blurry. Old GameCube game, who'd have guessed? So much, man. Nothing but fists. Alright, I need a good item here, because this could be my final item in the race. That's okay. I gotta work with it, so I can skip the final item set. But one thing I don't like about this course, there's barely any items on it. If you want to take faster routes, you just miss a whole set. Nice first and second. I'm pretty sure we won this one, because we should have high enough slots. We'll see about the rest of the different players. Yeah, first through third, we guaranteed it. GG's. And we even got the tap boost. Like, quite a lot, actually. First, like, 3 seconds, then down the knife. Now that is the kart racing way. I was almost gonna say Mario Kart way, because it's similar enough. Even though this is still chaotic because it's Kart Racer. Glad we have at least something simple to end the month on. So that way I can just kind of relax for streams this week at the very least. Because I'm going to be 100% honest, those Pikmin videos took a lot out of me this week. I'm glad the series is over, but for those unaware, the Pikmin 2 final video, like the bonus part for that playthrough, just went live today. And that was a good chunk of my yesterday in general. I was working on recording that for the entire day, and then I spent over 2 hours just editing the whole thing together. So it was a good chunk of my Wednesday. And that's just how it's been this week, so I'm glad those videos are done. As much as I like that series, it's time to move on. So I've been on Pikmin 2 since... what was it, October or November? It's been since last year, but the exact month I can't remember. The videos turned out great, and reception-wise was good, so I'm glad people enjoyed the series thoroughly. But at the same time, I'm just glad to be able to start something new here soon. Probably be a few weeks before I start a new project on the channel, as I actually haven't even recorded anything yet. Because of how much work it's been into finishing Pikmin 2, I've been taking things a little slow after the fact. But it's for good reason. I learned a lot about some of the extra stuff about that game while I was working on that video yesterday, so I recommend people who are fans of Pikmin check it out, because there might be some stuff in there that you didn't know as a player. Like the hidden enemy that just randomly appears in day 31 and then every other 30 days in like the final area of the game. Like that alone was something I knew about, but I didn't know like the specifics of how they appeared. It's so weird. Stuff like that is why I recommend people just go see the video, because it's just, there's too much to talk about. The only thing I actually scrapped for it as a behind the scenes thing was I was going to talk about how you got Pikmin early, like early yellows and early blues. But I figured that was a little too far up out of the scope of what the playthrough was about, because that was more about speedrunning. Early blues legitimately is a glitch in Pikmin 2, which only works on GameCube. And early yellows works on all three versions, but slightly different on GameCube and then Wii and Switch. But I figured it's a little too far out of the scope of the video, so I cut it last minute. Plus, I don't really know how to do early blues, so I don't have footage of it. Early blues is hard. Like, you clip out of bounds using a cutscene, and then you have to maneuver in a very specific way and hope you don't fall into a death plane. It's like, it's a lot of work. From what I understand, I think early blues is mainly used for challenge runs of Pikmin 2, not as much for speed run. Guess it would depend on the category. Nice, as soon as I hit that boost pad. I'm debating, do I want to use this stuff? Because this is good, but I also think I can get better. Yeah, we're gonna burn them. I know I can get better items. Case in point, that was much better. One whisk, fine, but the king whisk is the big deal. It's not as big of a deal to get knocked off there because of the king wisp. This is my chance. You son of a... That was my chance for all 3 seconds. I still got first out of that, though. How? I did not think I was still going to keep the lead. Incredible. I should honestly be in 4th right now, at the very least. We'll take it. It's going to be a rough one, though, because of the point distribution. I don't know if we can win this. Nope, it's impossible. Never mind. We can get the bonus and still get second, so it is unfortunately impossible. Yeah, wouldn't have mattered who placed where because of the taps alone. 20 taps is extremely low. I wasn't ever near anyone, so it didn't help on my case. Yeah, so it wouldn't matter your placement either, Ethan. It was just unfortunate lost calls the moment everyone crossed the line. I'll just take that random first, because I shouldn't have gotten that. I do wish... The one thing I will knock with these festival events is that it doesn't matter how good you do if your team doesn't do as well, or the little bonus mini game factor is another thing you lose. I do wish you got points based on your placement for the tickets, or just like the little festival reward system in general. So say you got first place, you get an extra 5 points, right? Like something like that. It's something minor, but it rewards you for still playing the race as good as you can. But that's just not how it works.
Hello.
Oh, and you got a DC. Alright, well, I'll reset the room after this then.
Great.
Yeah, you DC'd the second it lobbied up, which is kind of annoying. I really wish they can just have friends jump back into races, kind of like you can in Mario Kart, but it just doesn't work the same here. It's kind of annoying.
Go.
Probably because of the cross-play support. It would probably be, I guess, too complicated. I don't know. And there's a point chance, too. It's even worse timing. Might not matter based on how these races have been going. I love when it gets shoved against the wall. It's my favorite. I notice that happens more in this game than in Mario Kart World, which is ironic with how Mario Kart has more players. I think it's just because of how much more tight these courses are compared to Mario Kart's. Because World's courses are very open by comparison, so they can fit all 24 people. Oh, there you go. Okay, that's the second time I've dodged a Boom Boo. I complained about it before and I got it there. You know you get the Boom Boo dodge because you hear the little boing sound like that? That's a Boom Boo dodge. It gives you an audible sound now when you get it right. So I am actually getting slightly better at the game. I hope. I say that and then immediately get hit, so that's about right. I get hit by something, it's like, where'd all my speed go? Also, I keep on forgetting this is the boost one, so I gotta do the drifts. Oh, please be us. That's blue. I can't dodge this Boom Boo because I don't have anything to dodge with. At least I didn't have an item. This has been a rough race for me now in lap 3. I was doing pretty good before, and now... not even close. Sound like a drill. Thank you. I wish I was actually something a little bit better, like a laser instead, but drill actually made that better, because now I got third. Let's go.
Cool.
Yeah, we got first, third, and fourth, so I think we got the win. Yeah, even if our teams get the tap boost, we still win. GG's. Get better after I won a couple races, then get 10th to 12th for the rest of the time to play. Mood. That's mood. That's me anytime I just try to pick up a fighting game. I think I'm getting better, and then I just get destroyed. Mainly Smash, because that's the only real fighting game I play. Kind of why I don't really play a game like that much anymore, unless it's with friends, because I can't do the stress of climbing those leaderboards. It's just too much. I tried for a couple weeks when Ultimate first came out, and nope. Felt like breaking my controller in half, and that's when I thought, yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this. Oop, didn't mean to hit the mic on that one. Although, since I've been using it on the side, I don't really hit it as much as I used to. I remember hitting it all the time, it was right in front. Just gonna keep on picking those courses, and now we can win. It's ironic how East Stadium is one of the best courses in this game, and it's the very first one. But it has that really good shortcut in the beginning. It has the warp shortcut on lap 3. It saves a good amount of time. Plus those last 2 grass turns near the end. Like, it has some pretty good shortcuts, making it one of the better courses. Because it's kind of 50-50 in this game, I feel, if it has good shortcuts or not. Because some courses just don't have any off-road at all. So there's barely any shortcut possibilities. Radical Highway is a good example. That barely has any real time save on it. The most you can do is just jump off in the very beginning of the lap. You can jump from one road to the other, and that's about it. Like, really the only noteworthy, quote-unquote, shortcut you can do, and it barely saves time. Yeah, I want a new Puyo game the more you play. Yeah, wasn't the last new entry we got technically Puyo Puyo Tetris 2? Because I believe that came out after, or was it Puyo Champions? I can't remember which one came out first. I believe it was Champions came out first and then Tetris 2. Yeah, okay, so I was right. Yeah, so when you just count that and not it getting re-released on the Switch too, because I really don't count that. It's the same game. Then we haven't gotten a new one in 5 years? Something like that. It's been a while. Although, to be fair, the gap between Puyo Tetris 1 and Puyo Tetris 2 was almost the same. So I do feel like the series is probably due for a new entry. Normally, I would say I don't know what they can really do to spice it up with those kind of games, but they do a lot with the Puyo Tetris stuff. As long as I can get the rights still with the Tetris game in particular, it'd be great to keep those combined. Because I'm more of a Tetris guy myself, personally. I like me some Puyo from time to time, but I prefer the Tetris side of Puyo Tetris. Yeah, I didn't think I got the 20. That's why I went that way, so that's kind of annoying. Nice. I was hoping he would have gone in front of me. And GG's. as soon as I get the lead. It's not even like 0.2. It's like a frame or two. I'm so annoyed right now. Dude, why the random bomb? Oh, I am so annoyed. I am so annoyed at that ending. What in the world just happened? Just getting to the boost pads. From then forward, it was nothing but pure pain. That was awful. That's Mario Karting to a T. Jeez, we got like no boost compared to yellow. They got everything. This I got sun in my eye all of a sudden too. That's kind of annoying. I'm wondering why it's watering. Just hate when you get something in your eye out of nowhere. You don't even feel it there, and then it's just there. Forever. That's a mood. Alright, should be better. Puyo Puyo Tetris is now 13 years old. The last mainline Puyo game was Chronicles, which was an RPG-like game. And when was that game, then, by comparison? Based on the timeline you just gave for Puyo Tetris, I imagine Chronicles has got to be older. 10 years. Okay, not as old as I would think, then. Because I don't remember them doing much after Puyo Tetris besides Champions, which was that free-to-play one. So it's been a bit since we've had a proper Puyo game then, if that's the case. 10 years is still a long wait. So I think it's time for Sega to release something. It's nice to see the love for the Puyo stuff in Sonic Racing, obviously, but it does need probably something new. Oh, it was only a Japanese release. No wonder why I haven't heard of it. Because I know the Puyo series is a lot more loved over in Japan compared to here. In the West, it's more hit or miss from what I understand on popularity. It just depends on the title. I know it was packaged with Tetris, it did really well, but by itself, it kind of depended on the game. That's the only problem. This is the only thing we know so far for the 35th. That is rough. The fact that it's being celebrated with a Sonic game is kind of weird. So that's why I kind of hope you get some kind of news at some point, right? Okay, I love being pushed in wall. I don't know, I just feel like this year, like, there's a lot of game anniversaries. And it does feel like a lot of them are just kind of getting not really much of anything, to be honest. Like, this year is Zelda's anniversary. It's not really getting much of anything at all from what I've been seeing so far. Mario's 40th was mainly the Galaxy movie, but that's really the biggest thing Nintendo had. Then they just announced all these other things, like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a Yoshi game. Yeah, that. And they barely talked about it before release, so Mario's kind of gotten not much. The Pokemon got its big news in February, but that's mainly been it so far. Like, we haven't gotten any actual releases this year for Pokemon. So, a lot of game anniversaries. I feel this year just kind of like, happy anniversary, and we move on. It's just not really much of, like, new releases. I mean, that could still change. We don't know for sure. There could be some stuff being cooked in the oven. We don't know. I'm still very mixed about the Ocarina of Time remake rumor. Just because we were supposed to have heard something about that, I think 2 months ago, if it was credible. So now it's starting to get to the point where it might not be. But then the same thing happened with the Star Fox rumor. That was real. So who knows? I just wait and see. A remake would be a good way of celebrating the anniversary for Zelda, but it just really depends. Are we actually going to see that or not? Of course, frame one. I didn't even have any time. As soon as I see the bomb, I'm already hit. I got a very weird drift there. I knew it, man. What are with these back bombs right now? Really do hate back items with a burning passion. I don't know about this, actually. First and second's a lot of points. Yeah, that's what I was thinking because of the spread on the other two placements. Yeah, that's GG's. Yeah, it wasn't a point game, so it doesn't really matter. And we got third, technically, so, thanks. Getting Mario Kart at the very last second. I think, what other game anniversaries are happening this year? Because we know, like, all the big ones. Obviously, Sonic's another one. But our anniversary surprise might be the rumored Sonic Frontiers remastering, which is a big wet fart in my opinion. But those are the only major ones of all the ones we've talked about so far. Mario, Sonic, Zelda, Pokemon, Puyo. I can't think of another big one for this year. Technically today, Splatoon 1 got its anniversary, at least North American release date. It's been 11 years since the game first came out. But I'm struggling to think of what other big game series. It's just nasty.
Hello.
Look, it is a little nasty. We're getting a remaster of a game that's only 4 years old that's playable on every single new system. Just saying. So, it's applicable. You wouldn't want an Ocarina remake because, in your opinion, the remake means the OG game isn't good. I wouldn't really think that's what the remake would mean, per se. I would think it was just going to be a good opportunity for them to go back and actually fix things for real this time. Because when Grezzo did it on the 3DS, they really didn't fix much. Legitimately, they just converted a lot of things because most glitches were still intact from the original game. That's saying something. And the new ones are made. This is their chance to go back and kind of refine the game, making it a little bit more up-to-date. So it could fix problems, and I'm always in that mindset of, well, if it's bad, we have the original to fall back on. So I'm not as concerned on the quality as much. I would want it to be good. But if it's not, I'm still just booting up the original, or even 3D. It would be seen as redundant, but now we have Star Fox getting an N64 remaster when the N64 game's on NSL. So Nintendo's not shy for being redundant. Let's do the 3DS again. That was what the rumor was for a bit, that the Ocarina remake was just going to be a 3DS port made in HD, which is like, alright, I don't want that. The 3D version is literally the same. The only new thing is a boss rush mode, that's it. There's literally no other new gameplay in 3D. So I kind of want them to do a little bit more than just that, personally speaking. But to be fair, I guess if we do get the 3D version on the Switch, then the 9 to 5 boulder gets to go in HD. For those unaware about the 9 to 5 boulder in Kakariko, it's just hilarious. That's why I don't think Grezzo can do this again. They keep on breaking games when they convert them. It seems like they always add new glitches, which is just impressive at that point. Did you know, speaking of that, in the original Ocarina of Time, so every single N64 version, if you do not collect the heart piece from Dampé when you get it from the digging game, it's gone forever. So if you spawn the heart piece, and then you leave the graveyard, it just disappears. You can never collect it again. So that was fixed for the 3D version, but then, funny enough, they didn't fix it correctly. So in the 3D version of Ocarina, instead of the heart piece disappearing, instead, the heart piece never disappears now. So what happens instead in the 3D version of Ocarina of Time is you can dig up a heart piece, collect it, and then dig it back up, rinse and repeat. So you can just get infinite heart pieces from Dampé. So they didn't fix the bug correctly. This is why I don't want Grezzo to do this again, because they introduced new glitches trying to fix old. Instead of fixing something, they made a new bug. It's impressive. I think a couple more games and I'll have 1,000, which that'd be cool. So I'm definitely getting that here soon, which maybe 2.5 hours? That's all it'll take? That's not bad. It helped before I got those ×2 and ×4s pretty consistently in the beginning. Yeah, we take ties in this house just because that's still a lot. Cancels first, so I win. That's all that matters. That's all that matters in festivals, just winning. We've barely played on the yellow team. We've been blue, we've been red, sometimes, rarely yellow. Actually kind of shocked of how rare that's been. I was probably on her team maybe once or twice before at most, but yeah, it's been rare. I don't know why. Mainly we've just been on Team Raleigh. I didn't see any Wily Castles in that, so that must have been a low pull. Not the Wily out here, just giving me the meanest grin. I swear, his character model looks almost like it's right out of a PS2 game with his expression. I know it's not. Like, it's just the expression that makes me think that. Watch, I have no way of breaking open the shortcut. Why is that broken open? We take those? I don't know how that block was broke, but I'll take it. I love not getting hit by the Boom Boo because it's ours, only to then immediately get hit by a slicer. That is actually not any better. That's probably worse. Oh, come on. I want the double. I was actually spinning the stick thinking that was going to be more slime. I was expecting it. Dude, I didn't get the item. Come on. I tried to go to the left. I knew someone was going to break left. But I have bad drift without my plate. So that ending just kind of lost me 5 spots. Just from those few actions at the very end alone. Dude, I hate that so much when you're playing such a good race. And then you trip up on one tiny thing. And boom, you lose 6 places. In a second. It's so annoying. We can still technically win it if we get the air boost. But I don't know if we got enough air tricks. Yeah, we were off by 9. Wow, that's actually closer than I thought. I gotta keep on looking at it like this, where it wouldn't have mattered my placement too much based on score, where everyone else was placed, and then the bonus at the end. Half the time, it's just down to the actual bonuses. And I swear, these bonuses are very much track dependent for some of these, like with this one in particular. Air Trick is terrible for courses that barely have any tricks. And this stage doesn't have that many opportunities for tricks until the ending. And even then, it kind of depends on the lap. Just never going to yellow. Just constantly Team Raleigh. I mean, I guess I can't complain when that's the character we're playing as, so it's thematical.
Hello.
Here's hoping we actually get the mall pick for once. Every time it's been chosen, it hasn't been actually picked. But this time, that's not the case. About time. Wanting to go here eventually. Ooh, another point up chance. This one's better than the last. See, I don't really care too much if we don't win these, unlike Splatfest and Splatoon, because with those specific ones, it always helped your team to win the event, and if you won the event, you got more of a payout at the end for those snails. Here, on the other hand, there's really no reason to worry too much if you win or lose, outside of just how long you're going to play the festivals for. Unless you're one of those players trying to grind out the leaderboard at the very end of a festival, it doesn't matter if you win or lose the event, because there's really no win or losing. It's just where you place on the overall leaderboards, that's it. And I don't care about leaderboards. Never have, never will. The only time I quote-unquote care about a leaderboard is if I'm trying to compare my score to a friend's score for whatever game, or maybe a time attack, and then we make a little competition out of it. That's the only time I would ever care about some kind of leaderboard. And even then, it's only against, like, maybe a handful of people at most. Not the whole world. I never really got into scoring, to be fair, like talking about that kind of thing. I've always been more of a time attack guy, not a scoring kind of guy. I grew up with racing games and Sonic games a lot, so I always were playing more time attack based stuff, never really score stuff. You're not coming. And now we get the thing, invincibility. Oh man, I really hate to see it. Dude, can I please stop getting hit randomly? I kind of wish I had something a little bit better here, but I think I can use the shield for the shortcut up ahead. I'm gonna try it and get wrecked in the process. Never mind. Because I also had this, which also helps. I missed, but I still got first. All right, let's go. I was trying to hit one of the red players out of first place, and I barely missed my shot. I could have waited for a lineup, but I couldn't wait for that. I would have missed regardless. But if I waited for a lineup, I would have definitely missed. Alright, so as long as red side doesn't get the boost, then we win. 1/3 chance. And we got it. Let's go. ×4, baby. That's more than enough for me to be done with the event, which is good. And I probably got some tickets out of it, too. I'm still going to play for a bit, though. I'm not done. But I'm done, quote-unquote, with the reward system. Yeah, I'm already guaranteed the next ticket set with that ×4. There's the title Puyos. Which I always just think of Kirby. I never think of Puyo, the game. I always think of Kirby when I hear the word Puyo. Can't help it. Yeah, 924. Wow, that's pretty good so far, too. It helped that you won your ×4 earlier as well, that you mentioned in chat. So 2 ×4s being in the mix, that probably set you over almost halfway tonight alone. Just 2 games. I know I had one of these events once. It was one of the earlier festivals. I can't remember which one now. But I remember there were a lot of point-up chances, and we won a lot of them when I was playing. So I was able to get all the rewards in about 2 hours. It was really fast. It's the only time I think I got rewards that fast, but this will be close. By the time now I factor in doing setup and offline play, 10:18 now, and streaming for 2 hours, 18 minutes. It's been, I think, just shy of 2 hours playing the festival. That might be a new record. Oh, rip. I'll have to get you back in again after this one. It's as soon as it makes a lobby when it decides to do the DCing. That's just the annoying part. If it happens before the lobby is complete, then we can back out. But nah, you just gotta deal with it. I wish there was a way around that. Hey, I got my course, though. Makes up for something. This is probably still one of my favorite DLCs. It's a really cool idea for a course. It's pretty good on shortcuts. Not the best, but one of the better ones. I noticed a lot of the DLC courses don't have many shortcuts in general, just because of the more expressive nature I feel they went with DLC courses. They feel more like spectacles than actual racetracks in some areas. Okay, whacked. Yep, seen that coming. Oh, it's this course. Well, freebie shortcut. It tells me to use this, but I think it's still faster not to use the laser. Hold it for later. Seriously, it looks so dumb, but it's really not. That shortcut saves that much time, no matter boosting through it or not. I got... Oh, never mind. I got hit before the slicer got to me, so I canceled out the slicer. And speaking of which, I didn't want the slicer. I have to use this now. Wait until the transition, and chuck. Nice. This is what I really needed for the ending. What was that, third? It wasn't a bad finish, I just don't know where I'm at. Yeah, third, but that's what I was worried about. I thought I saw two the same up ahead, so that might still be a GG's anyway. Yeah, we can tie at most, so if we get the air trick, maybe. Nope. Man, that was so close. But just a few tricks, too. If we tied that, then that would have been nice. But now I'm at a point where the reward doesn't really matter. Now it's just every 100 points give me 100 tickets. So now I'm starting to get to that point of diminishing returns for playing the festival. It's still good to get the tickets, don't get me wrong. But now I'm at the point where I don't necessarily need them from just the festival. It might be faster now to grind out normal online. Speaking of, how many do I have? Let me look. I have almost 10,000 exact. We can get another skin. Almost every time I play this online now, I've been doing this. I don't know what other character to get for a costume. Maybe Amy? I think our AI skin's pretty good looking, so let's go with this. Because it actually works. It's more pink. It's almost like a purple, though, to be fair. That's the only one I'll get for now. Yes, it actually works really well for Amy in particular. Might as well just play it for a bit. Since I got the skin, I might as well use what I just unlocked. I got a couple now. Like, how many AI skins is that? Because I got Sonic, Shadow, Blaze, Silver, Eggman, Amy, Sage. I think that's it, so it should be 7. I don't know how if I have any more. But I think it's just those characters, so it should be 7 in total. He's forever stuck on a Raleigh as a playable character in this. Hey, that's not bad, because she's pretty good, as we've seen tonight. Handling is not bad for a character stat, and she worked really well on the extreme gear stuff. So I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. And also, technically, yeah, she doesn't have a voice unless you're playing PC and modded like me, but her sound effects are not bad. I do kind of prefer playing without her voice on for that reason. I like the sound effects of her character. One of the better sound effect packs, I guess. I still don't get why they don't do VAs for Sega-owned characters in particular. That's still just a giant question mark to me. You own the characters, you own the actual recordings of them. Just pay the dang royalties to use them in this title, come on. It wouldn't require any extra work, you just have to pay a bill.
Hey guys.
You pay a bill to keep the lights on, essentially. It could be like that news story a few months ago when Fortnite V-Buck prices had to go up and Epic Games was loud just saying, look, we just need to be able to afford the game. We just need to be able to pay the bills. Like, I am actually shocked we didn't have someone lie to us for once. I'm just used to people saying because it's troubling times or whatever, here's a subscription cost increase. We know times are tough right now, so pay $10 more a month for Game Pass. Why is no one laughing? I thought it was a joke. And then you get the bill and you realize it's not a joke. Speaking of that, though, at least with Game Pass, I've heard they've been doing a lot better now since they had the price cut. People are actually starting to subscribe to Game Pass. I guess now it's called Premium, just used to it being Ultimate. They're starting to subscribe to that tier more, so... Shocker, lowering the price actually made it actually worth it to most people. It's still a little bloated, so... Still a little higher than what some people would like, but it's not as bad now compared to its $30 a month. So some people can justify it, which is fair. I have a 3-month trial I've been sitting on now for the past, like, 2 years. I'm going to be activating it this weekend, because it's good for 3 months, and I lose it at the end of May. So I'm finally going to actually use my Xbox Game Pass Premium. I almost pulled the trigger on that for the Xbox Series review last year, but there was, like, nothing on the service I really wanted to play. But there's a couple titles on it now, like Indiana Jones is on it, that's the big one. I still need to play Doom Eternal, but once I beat it, then I gotta play the latest Doom game. So there's that too, it's on Game Pass. So I got a couple things I can use for my 3 months. I don't know if I'll keep it after that, to be honest. It's gonna just depend what's out at the time. Because I'm that kind of guy who will up a service and cancel it based on what's available and when I'm in the mood to watch or play, depending on what it is. But to be fair, that's kind of been the meta now, from what I hear for a lot of people. I've been hearing the younger generation, which is weird for me to say as a person in his 30s, but I think it's like Gen Z is what I read in articles. People in that specific age group now are just getting a subscription and then canceling it the next month. So people are starting to use digital subscriptions more like the old school rentals back in the day, which is not a surprise given how expensive it is to have every streaming service now. Why half of them all? There's no point. Yeah, I mean, not having Call of Duty in Game Pass, I'm fine with, personally. If that's what they had to do to lower the price, I don't care, because I don't really play COD. And let's be real, that was never a reason why most people got Game Pass anyways. Because if people were wanting to get Call of Duty on launch, they just flat out bought it. They didn't care if it was on Game Pass. They still just buy the game outright. So I don't think it really did much for Game Pass subscriptions. From what I remember reading. No, no, no. Come on, come on, come on. I don't know if I got second. I hope I got second. I don't want blue team to have first and second unlock. I'd rather them have first and third. I got first? How did I get first? That Sonic was in front of me. We'll take the latency difference. It's not enough to win. I'm just kind of confused. I guess someone was playing on like, what, maybe like 1,000 millisecond ping, which is essentially the same as a literal second. And we even got the tricks too, which is like, we're so close. We're just this close, but they got second through fourth, so it didn't matter. I just don't know what happened for me. Nice latency. Okay, now we're in the dash panel one. That's a little bit better than getting the air trick one, honestly. I mean, I'm okay with air trick, but of the two, I think I prefer the dash panel event a tiny bit more. It does feel like air trick's a little more situational in the course, but dash panel's not as bad on that. It's still situational, but a tiny bit less situational, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's fair. If you prefer any of these for taps. The problem with tap boosting is really just like nobody ever does it. I have to consciously remember every time for the tap boost event to go out of my way to hit my team. And even then, half the time I'm not near my teammates. That's the problem with tap boost. It's just half the time you're never near your team. Which is kind of why it's ironic, because I can't remember what the other one's called. I think it's Collision. The collision boost one, that one's technically a better version of the tap boost event because it's just that, but collide with your opponents and not your teammates. So that's a bigger pool of people to actually tap, which works better. It's another DC. Yeah, this is definitely a server moment, that's for sure. I don't know why it keeps on doing that, because I haven't had that happen outside of once tonight. So I'm a little confused, because I don't know which version of the game might have better servers or not. It's supposed to be connecting all the same servers, so I don't know why the Switch 2 is having a harder time than PC tonight. Talking at both. It's kind of one of the item and the ring, but whatever. I can't see. This knuckles take up my entire camera. No, not this one again. This course is not great for this frenzy. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that no matter what game Holoska's featured in, it's always kind of one I'm just kind of on. I like Cool Edge Day, but that's about it. Both of the Wii and the HD versions. The night ones I think are a little too drawn out in all the games, and then this course is okay to me in this game, so it just kind of feels like I like only pieces of Cool Edge. and most of it I don't. Because the problem I have with this one is just most of it's water, and I don't like the water control in this game. It's just too slippery. This is a very interesting item. I'm going to hold this for a minute until I get to the final item set. I'm holding this. Item set is after this section here. Yeah, this is it. Now. That just destroys a lot of the racers. Just in time. I was kind of worried I wouldn't make it over the finish line before my shield ran out. I think I got first. And my teammate got second? Let's go. And fourth. Alright, we won. GG's. Give me all the points. Oh, actually, it's still down to the event, unfortunately. I thought we had enough points to secure it, but not as much as I thought. Ah, we're fine. We're fine. No need to worry. I forgot this was a point-up chance for a second, too. Doesn't really change much now when it's every 100 points to get a reward. So it's gonna be a little bit of a drip feed. Alright, hopefully this is the last time tonight we'll have to remake the room. I'm just hoping the servers are actually gonna behave for the remainder of her play session. Oh, apparently there's some kind of an indie sale, I guess, happening right now on the eShop. I wonder why my phone just went off earlier. Nothing on my wish list really is on sale. I'll tell like one title, so I didn't even notice there was a sale. That's the only annoying thing I have, having the eShop app on the phone now, because I don't always want to get the alerts about random things like that. Plus, I also get the alerts now when games come out, which I might just turn those off, because I manually check for sale events anyways, or just get them from headlines. I think also Sony's supposed to be doing their thing too, Days of Play sale, and I've noticed like nothing on that really. That's worth it. It's the usual stuff that's on sale, which is barely on sale. Like maybe 10 to 20 bucks off. The only major thing is if you need a new, well, it's not here. It's up here, I guess. If you need a new DualSense controller, or at least the non-special versions like black and white, like these are like 55 bucks. For the normal 70, I'd grab them now. That's what I did last year to get my black one. And I picked a really good time last year to pick it up too, because it was right before they did the major update to add all the Bluetooth pairing stuff. It's a fantastic update, making that controller worth it for pretty much every system. Oh yeah, no, you're fine. I figured you'd know race, Ethan. I really like how the pink on this AI character skin in particular really pops with that rainbow effect I have going on my board. It just looks really nice. This is the kind of RGB that's actually not that bad, realistic speaking. I'm not really a fan of RGB lighting much. I mean, I got my tower right now set to mainly 2 different tones of color. It's a mixture of a blue and like a teal. So it's a mixture between like a blue and green, so to say, but if you squint, it's like one color. I don't like having like the rainbow color here and there. I like a pattern of things. And I'm mainly doing that because it's like half the time when I'll go to turn on the computer, it just turns back on some of the lights anyway. So if you're gonna be forced to use RGB, might as well make it into something that's not gonna blind you. We're just never going on Team Yellow, are we? It's just Team Blue or Team Red. Always. No, it's understandable, Matt, because you had the internet issues in general. But either way, you know, still nice to have you in the chat. So you have a good night, though. Hopefully that connection thing won't be a problem next time around.
Let's go.
And yeah, also, I do echo what Ethan says, too. Hopefully you feel better, especially when it comes to the cough. How's that Ringo's your favorite Puyo character? I can probably agree with that, because I think I pick Ringo the most when I was playing Puyo Puyo Tetris. I always remember using her in particular. I don't know why. I mainly it's just because I just liked her art style, her voice in the game. I just always just preferred her compared to some of the other characters in the game. I need to play more of the Puyo Tetris games in general. Because I'm just not the biggest into some puzzle games, but I think it's just more because half the time I feel stupid when I'm just not seeing the 5 solutions ahead that like all the other players do. Like, I don't like really streaming those kind of games because I know it's going to make someone cringe. It's like, he's not doing the T-spin there in Tetris, or he's not, like, doing a 5Y, whatever the heck the weird combos are called, or you can't spin out 10 Puyo pieces in a row. You can't just build up garbage to the ceiling. Well, what's wrong with you? Like, no, I just don't see that far ahead. We keep on getting Holoska. Why do we keep on going back to the Antarctic, man? As I said before, I like Coolidge Day, but not the rest. So why do we keep on coming here? This is legit, like, back in the Sonic Unleashed Hundo stream we did last year. I think, outside of resetting to show off some cool speedrun stuff, I think we were on Co-Edge Night the longest. Just because of how long the stinking level is. Like, that's why a lot of people don't care for it. It's too long. There's, like, barely any skips. And it's very slippery. Hopefully that's the last Holoska we get tonight, because it's just been a little too much. And like how that Sonic pushed me more in the grass, because I knew that was going to happen. I don't have the best handling, not with this plate. And I was going for that. Gonna be the best thing I have for the ending. I won't be able to get anything better, I think. I almost got ran over. That was too close. First and second from that, though. Let's go. We might have also gotten 4 for 5th? I don't know where that other red line was. It was close. Oh, no, never mind. It was you, Ethan. It was 7th. I wasn't sure where that was. But, the point distribution, if we get it, yellow gets it, we're fine. We don't want blue to get this. That's all. The jinx had to happen eventually. I've said that a couple times tonight, and that's the first time it's actually been a jinx. I can at least see myself getting at least this last batch of tickets as my final reward tonight, and if that's it, I'm fine with that. Because after the stream, I won't be playing any more of the festival. There's no point. Once you get all the rewards, then I just feel done. I used to do this a little bit more when the game first came out, but now, again, I've mainly just been playing Sonic Racing during these events every, like, 2 to 3 weeks. And then I just put it down till the next one. It's kind of my fill. Oh, did you actually get your final set of points you needed for the 1,000, Ethan? Was that the race? Or are you just saying that in general, like in the same mindset of like, get points done? Oh, that was it. Okay, good. Alright, well, then I think what we'll just do is I'll just close this out going through the last bit of this rotation, because it's only another 15 minutes. That doesn't hurt. And then see if we can push over another 100-point barrier, because if we can, then we just get some free tickets. If we don't, we don't. I don't care. I'll just finish this out. Again, it's only 15 minutes. And then after this, I'm gonna go finish me a game of Elementals. Or... How do you... I've heard, like, Elementals. I've heard a lot of people, like, mix and match that indie Zelda game title. I've been saying Elementalist, but then I got baited to the other term for a bit from videos I've seen after the fact. I'm at the final dungeon, so I'm just gonna be probably finishing up after stream tonight. It's been fun so far. Definitely admit. It's been my favorite game I've probably played so far this year. One issue I do have for Elementalist is that it does kind of feel like Team's first game syndrome in a lot of areas, because it does have some weird issues that we didn't really see when I was streaming it. So my positive outlook from last week's stream is not the exact same. Like back then I would have said it was 9 out of 10 a game. Now I'd say it's an 8 out of 10, because it has some weird things that I do think need to be addressed. A good example is the Wind Temple boss. If you've played the game, you know exactly what I'm about to talk about. But that boss was pretty awful. Legit the worst part about the game, trying to fight that thing or even figure out how to fight it. I think the bosses are at a low point, because some of the bosses are just either too cryptic to understand at first how to fight them, or the method of fighting them in general is just a little too obnoxious. Like Wind Temple, you have to use the power of that dungeon to fight the boss in such a very tight window. It took me like a good 5 minutes just to figure out what I was doing, because I was not doing it correct, but he was still falling, so then when I was trying to hit him again, it wasn't working. That's how confusing it is. So stuff like that I think needs to be ironed out. And then I put myself on a soft lock just by picking up an item, so that was fun. Had to reset after that just to fix my character's stuckness. So stuff like that I think the dev knows about, and he's already said that, or they already said, I think in general, that they're addressing it. Like there's a lot of things that they're listening from the player feedback. That's good to hear. Always, you want to hear that from an indie dev in general. If you got flaws in your game, you can't be that guy saying, no, it's not, you're wrong, because I've seen some indie devs do that. I think the most famous one on that was, what was it, Fez? From years ago? Where a developer was just so upset at their community, he just flat out canceled his sequel. Just to spite people in the community. And that's why you don't listen to people on Twitter. That's the whole reason why I got canceled. Just listening to the negative comments on social media. This was over a decade ago. It's just the most famous example I can think of not listening to criticism correct. Kind of feels weird to hold these items for as long as I am, but this is the best setup I have, so It's best to hold this for the ending. Oh, don't push me in the wall. I gotta use this. That's so weird, man. I got clipped in a very weird spot. So I wasn't sure what was happening. I'm actually shocked that didn't fall off there for a while. Well, that's unfortunate because I was gonna use the wisp here at the ending. But now I can't. And I hit my own spike ball. Well, that didn't help me at all. That might have barely pushed me ahead, but I think they got first or third. And if that's the case, then Team Blue just took it. Just from 3 spots. Oh, I snuck in. That must have been a latency difference, but it still doesn't matter. We're 4th and 5th. Also being secured. That is the GG's. I'm debating now when I finish this playthrough of my Elementalist what I'm going to probably end up playing next, because I was debating either continuing the new Yoshi that just came out or playing Mina the Howler when it comes out tomorrow. Because I don't know how long Mina's going to be, that's the only question. I know Yoshi's short, so I might just continue where I'm at there. I'm still kind of mixed on it, I haven't really played it since Tuesday, but I'm still kind of just mixed on how I feel. Mainly just because the beginning of the game is just kind of brainless, honestly. It's give me too many vibes of Crafter World, and I just did not care for that at all. So I'm gonna still play it, but it might be a situation where I don't push myself to do everything like I did in Crafted, because I was just stubborn when I played that when it first came out, and I was one of the unfortunate souls that did 100% the game on launch. Don't ever 100% Crafted World unless you just like boredom and tedium. From what I see, it does kind of feel like that's what the Yoshi game is kind of like, just not as bad. But it does feel kind of repetitive and too easy. I just really want another Yoshi game to hit it out of the park like Wooly did. I'm just kind of sad that's not been happening these past few years. It just feels like they took Yoshi in a completely different direction now, starting with the Switch, like to a point where they kind of oversimplified everything. And that's like the problem with Yoshi games. They always just kind of curse when that happens. Like, I was kind of mixed on the Yoshi game when it was first announced, as I even say during that stream, too. Like, when it was first announced, I didn't think it looked good. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it didn't look great at all, and it was very choppy looking. So I'm glad to see they fixed some of the animation of the game. It was running, I swear, like 10 frames per second in the Nintendo Direct when it was first shown. It looked just nauseating, but it's not like that in the final, thank God. If it was like that in the final game, I would have just passed, because I can't play a game that makes me sick. I did it once with motion blur with the Spyro Trilogy. I can never do it again, because that game legitimately gave me migraines until the one patch came out to turn off motion blur. I had a feeling. I was trying to see if I can get through the grass without losing the boost. But yeah, speaking of the Yoshi thing, that VOD should be coming out tomorrow, because since we did an extra thing on Tuesday by showcasing that Pokemon Platinum PC port, then I just separated the VODs out in like different videos. It just makes more sense to the VOD channel. That's why I always do that. It makes it easier for people to digest, because not everyone's going to want to see the one piece of game that may not relate to what they're there for. Oh, I really wish I got that item. I know there's chapters, you can do the same with chapter markers, but I've noticed the views on those kind of videos, they don't do as well as just separating out the games, so it makes it easier for everyone if I just separate the VODs. So tomorrow, the Yoshi Mysterious Book impressions goes out first, and then Saturday, we talk about that PC port a bit for Platinum. Can I just say, I didn't really know how bad that was until after the stream, really, like, of some of the controversy in the port. Just because of it having essentially all of the game's source code packed into the file. And using the DS's source code as well. Like, all this stuff is a legal nightmare. So, I don't see that Pokemon Platinum PC port lasting. I can see that getting a strict DMCA claim. Very fast. And, from what I'm hearing, the Paper Mario recomp has some of the same problem. So it's like, oh dear God, this has been a bad week apparently for retro releases. Because I heard, what was it, 2 days ago? There was a recomp port of the N64 Paper Mario, and people were pretty excited for that for all 5 minutes. Because apparently it was also problematic. It was vibe coded. For those of you who don't know what that means, made mostly with AI. You already know how I feel about that with my rant about the bubble earlier. So that's already a red flag, and people already looked into the code more and saw that apparently the recompilation is just using a lot of the work done from the decomp project, putting the source code into the game itself, like the actual like folder structure, and then it doesn't matter the ROM you pick, because it is one of the games, unlike the Pokemon port we talked about before. It's one of those where you have to give it a ROM before you can play it, so that's fine. But people have tried it with different game ROMs, and it still works for Paper Mario. Like I heard people said, I put a Mario Kart 64 ROM in the recomp, and I'm still playing Paper Mario. That is bad. So, wait on the PC port if you're interested in a Paper Mario port. I would wait until the Harbor Master team finishes their version of the decomp port, because apparently from what I hear, that port has been playtested already, and it's fully beatable in some playtesting. They're just, I guess, from what I understand, finishing up some final touches. So it sounds like one of those situations where if you're going to want to play Paper Mario, just wait for the decomp PC port from Harbor Masters. They've made a lot of fantastic ports with like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario Kart, what else I do? They did Mario 64, Star Fox 64. So I would just wait for theirs. Don't play the Paper Mario port. As soon as I heard that, all my interest went right out the window. Like, oh, it's vibe coded, has issues, has the source code in the files. Nope. I didn't like the Platinum PC port, honestly, because of that. I had a lot of mixed feelings about it, and the game kind of ran like crap. Running at 60 FPS internally and not interpolated made the game run too fast. It was overclocked, essentially. So it made a lot of the game just unplayable. That was my final takeaway. Like, interesting, hope it doesn't get struck down, but it probably will. It needs a lot of work. That was my takeaway from the port. Yeah, the server imploding again. It doesn't really matter, I guess, too much on the timing, since this was going to be the last race regardless. And we won the last race. So, nice times 4 win for the ending is a good way of closing it. Now I'm seeing if I can get the times 4 win here. But yeah, if I knew my research more on the Pokemon port, I wouldn't have shown that on Tuesday. I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't know it was as legal gray area as it was until after the stream. Like, I knew it had the full game code in there, like the full ROM of Pokemon Platinum, but I didn't know it had also the DS SDK files in there too at the time. Which that's also a big no-no. You can't do that. That is asking for a lawyer to hit you with legal papers. There's been a couple of unofficial game ports I've had that issue, unfortunately. From what I understand, the Smash Bros. 64 PC port had the same problem too, where that was vibe coded, mostly made with AI. Apparently now it's not being made with AI, but it had a lot of issues when it first came out. And it was because it was vibe coded. That's why a lot of people are flat out just against that idea, because it's just breaking a lot. And I can see it. That's why I give respect for the teams that can put out these ports with all the custom code written from scratch and all the hard work put in from a team of people. If I see one of these PC port projects and there's one guy on the credits list, I already know where this is going. And sure enough, then it becomes one of those mostly made with external tool. I have no idea how this code was made. Those are the ports you might want to avoid. I'm just saying. Do your research before you download some of these fan ports, because a lot of them are coming out now. But some are now starting to be made with vibe coding in mind, which is big no-no to me. What an interesting way to win the final race, by the way. Me complaining about people using AI coding. It's just how it goes. We just talk about whatever nonsense, complain about something else. GG's. Just how it is. And I got enough for not one, but 2 tickets at the end. That is hilarious. I almost didn't get the extra points for the 1700. Well, it's because of the win streak. Let's go. Alright, that's what we're going to call it. Because I actually almost doubled the amount of points for this festival that you needed. You only need 1,000. I'm ending it with 1,700. That's pretty good. But that is, either way, going to be it for tonight's festival. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad to see not Yakuza love for once in this. I hate how I have to say that. But the last event having a character from a game series we had like 3 months prior. We don't need any more Yakuza. Sega, stop. No more, please. There's no more Yakuza. No more. Adds in one more character from the series. I can see it happening. I flat out can't. But either way, I'm glad to see Arali here. She's a good character for the game. I liked her music for winning the events and such. Her voice is pretty good in this pack. A little annoying, but that's a personal preference. Her car's not bad either. I'm just not a fan of acceleration. But fun event, either way. But that's going to conclude it, though, for tonight's stream. Thanks to everyone who came out. We'll be back next week with some more stuff. Soon enough. We've been mainly doing a lot of first impression stuff, but soon enough, I'm going to be starting probably new series of things, of like proper full game playthroughs. I've been just hesitant these past few weeks as I've been mainly focusing on all the Pikmin 2 stuff and also getting Sonic Unleashed up and running on the OP League channel. And both of those series are now under control. And in fact, as I mentioned earlier tonight, check out the final video that went live today for Pikmin 2 if you haven't already. It goes over all the remaining content I didn't get a chance to talk about throughout that main Let's Play series. And now with that video out, the series is fully complete, so you can binge the entire thing, start to finish. We had the multiplayer earlier this week, featuring Matt's OP Adventures earlier on in the chat. And then we had the bonus part. All the challenges are up, main game and its post game. The whole thing is done. So check it out if you haven't already. As I mentioned before with the League one, check out the Sonic Unleashed if you haven't already on that channel too. That'll be going on for a while. There's a lot of videos on Unleashed. So, definitely got some things to watch. Now I got those series mostly under control at this point. I'm ready to start some new full projects, as that's what took up most of my time in May, I'm going to be honest. So, looking forward to what June brings to the table, especially for stream content. But that's when I'll see you all next time around. It'll be in June. Which is in like 4 days. But I'll see you in 5 because it goes from now to Tuesday. That'd be 5 days. So I'll see you in 5 days. Either way, I'm done. No more rambling. I'm out. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you back here next week. Take care and have a good night, everybody.